You got the exact same card as last week. The quest given last week was to figure out what it is that you actually want. You need to figure out what is the best case scenario for you, the ideal situation, your desires. When you are feeling into your body and into the world, what's happening, you get answers. It becomes more natural to use our own bodies as the most accurate oracle. Um, this is so creepy. The other card that you got from the Moon Oracle is the same one. It's the card of surrender. I don't even know what to say. It looks like okay, probably because nobody actually did the work. Uh, for your blind spot, you got wavering, investigate. Okay, watch what you say. That mouth of yours could start some shit. So, last week the quest was to um, start journaling so you can get the answers as to what it is that you are looking for. What it is that makes you feel loved so that you can communicate that clearly and the other person can give that to you. It's by virtue of relating with others that we get to learn more about ourselves, about our preferences, and our deal breakers. You need to put the focus on working on your relationships, the ones that you already have. You need to investigate your inner world. You need to play detective in your inner world right now. And I say that because you have in your blind spot wavering. And that means that you are not solid on anything. It's like you go wherever the wind blows you. You don't have an opinion of yours. So you are very much aware that at this time you need to honor yourself. It's the whole concept of putting the oxygen mask on yourself first and then the rest, right? That is where you are, spiritually speaking. But in your blind spot, you got wavering. So you need to keep in mind that you are not being solid in a situation where you need to be solid. This is what you need to focus on for next week. Focus on how you change your mind so quickly, depending on who are you interacting with. And at this time, it's asking you to investigate. Investigate your inner world again. Don't forget that because you also got watch what you say. Your mouth can start some shit. Remember? That means that you tend to be very cruel when you get mad. The whole wavering blind spot usually shows up because we are either very sweet one day and then turn into monsters the next, or the moment that we get triggered, we completely change personality. That makes the people around us feel really unsafe in our presence. They feel unsafe being themselves. Remember this golden rule: how you feel is how you are making the other one feel. Whether they're right or not, whether you are right or not, it's the truth. It's how each other feels. Honor your values because that is how the rest falls into place. I hope that you worked on the quest from last week. Let's see what the quest is for this week. You see the resources that you have available to you, whether it's money, people, whatever it is, everything is a resource. You see that you have those resources available to you, but somehow you are a little bit unfair and cold when you try to communicate what your needs are. It is as if you are expecting the other person to know better than yourself what it is that you need, because some part of you is very scared of communicating that to them. Maybe there is a big part of you that's ashamed of the needs that you have. You are judging your needs as being too much. You are judging yourself too harshly, which is why that's how you treat others, right? And so the people around you that are there to support you are not feeling are not feeling good with you either. Okay? So I think that you need to recognize what is going on in your internal world at this point, because wavering, like I said, just makes everybody in your presence feel very unsafe. You recognize what needs to be done. You, at this time, see, this is why your blind spot is wavering, because even though you recognize you have an illuminated perspective, a moment of lucidity in which you recognize where you need to put effort, where you need to work on something, but then comes the part of you that feels um, the part of you that feels victimized, that brings you back down to the vibe of victimhood and anger and helplessness, and then makes you act a little bit careless about others, and you just go and do whatever feels good to you, no matter what impact it's having on others. And if you don't go as far as mistreating others, you just go back to that place where you are illuminated. And by that I mean where you recognize, hey, this is what I need to do. Oh, it is very simple. This is the answer. And because it is so simple, but in the moment of the test, in the moment in which you need to act differently, it is so hard to do. We need to we need to cling to the idea that there is something else that we're not seeing, and then we go back to the drawing board to try to discern against something that we already decided, we were not going to do. That's the whole wavering part. Recognize when you're doing that next week, when you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if you continue to go back and forth, you take no action. You understand? You stay on the drawing board until you know, okay, this is the answer. And you can stick to it for a while. For the King of Swords upside down, which is why I tell you that currently you seem to be in a cold, righteous, unfair place. Queen of Cups in reverse, the Empress, and the King of Cups. Again, I see that you have that lucidity. The King of Cups tells me that you know how to take leadership when you know what's right to you, what resonates with you. You know how to take leadership. You know how to nurture that because you got the Empress, and these two cards are upright. But then there's the Queen of Cups that's upside down, which tells me that you sometimes turn off that filter that puts the information that you get through the heart. You don't filter the information through the heart, and you become cold and righteous. And because you become cold and righteous, you become unfair. There goes again the wavering, the complete contradiction, the opposite. You go from one extreme to the other. So I see that for next week, you have the Magician upright, completely, complete pure potential. Okay? Pure potential. What are you going to do with that potential? Because potential is in all of us. What do we do with it is what differentiate us. Mm. What gives us our character. For now, you don't have a strong stance when you should, because you are engaging in situations where you should have it, not because it's what you should be doing, period. No, if you don't want to be doing that, then you can just go and isolate, but that's not what you want. Two times you got kindred soul in your vibe, what you are calling for, so I know you want connection. All right, for the Magician. Okay, you got The Eight of Swords upside down, the Lovers upright, and Justice upright. See, the Lovers and Justice upright tells me again, you will be in good discernment. Okay? The Eight of Swords upside down tells me that you are able to remove the blindfolds. So it is a very good prediction, a very good omen to get this kind of cards for the following week. I hope that you keep in mind your tendency to waver, your tendency to not be solid, to make people feel unsafe in your presence, regardless if they are making you feel that way. Take the leadership like the King of Cups. Take that leadership that you know better. You're gonna filter the situations through your heart to not see them as black or white, as victim hero. It's a little bit of both, because whenever you begin to speak up for yourself, yeah, you become the hero of your story, but also the villain in someone else's. As much as it's true that somebody could be victimizing you because of their own blind spots and their own shadow, their own inability to heal, it is true that you do it too. And so we want to take responsibility for our life. So this week, in order for you to get closer to what you are longing for, which is connection, being seen, felt, understood, you have to first do that for yourself. Stop going from one side to the other extremely and making those around you feel unsafe. Gonna pull just one more card to see. Oh, okay. Let's. That's it. Time for shit to get real. Get honest as fuck. I don't know if I can curse on YouTube. Do you really love them? Then wash, fold, and put away the clothes. I think it's telling you if you really love somebody, there is a mindset of servitude that you need to adopt, because it is how it's going to be mirrored back to you. Like if you get into relationships always giving because you want to get something, it has a bad vibe, and it's felt. Okay, it is felt. So remember that when you say you love somebody, it requires effort. Okay, and that's why you want to do that inner work. That's the effort that you need to put right now into helping your relationships. Effort into doing the inner work. Okay, and adopt a servitude, a mindset of servitude. Your friends miss your face. They need you and you need them. And also, don't forget, because you are so caught up in your drama, I don't mean to minimize what you're going through, but in the end, it's what it is, right? Seek connection with other people too. Don't obsess with just one. Every relationship that you have can give you the information that you're looking for. They all have something to offer you because you all mirror each other in some way. So get out there, see your friends, remember your tendency to go from one extreme to the other. Investigate your inner world so you can begin to feel safe in your world. I remember this was something that I said last week, that because you don't feel safe in your own world, then you see that reflected in the outside world. If you get to know your inner world and you get to be familiar with what you are capable of, then the world becomes safer, because regardless of what happened, you got you. But only in the sense of putting your own oxygen mask first, not in the sense of you got everything, that you don't need anybody. No, 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 not in that sense. You want connection. Remember that. Don't forget that what you are longing for is connection. No matter how mad you are, think about that. Remember that. Surrender oracle, because it is asking you to surrender. The moon oracle is asking you to surrender. So I want to see what the oracle of surrender says. I can't believe this is like such a similar reading, but at the same time, I guess I can believe it, because I am speaking to the same group of people that is gravitating here, or will be gravitating here. It makes sense, I guess. Surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Yeah, play, see your friends, investigate your inner world. Play, have a mindset, a curious mindset about your own personality, about you, because apparently you do not know exactly what your joy is. You're not exactly aware what will be the most ideal situation that will bring you the most joy. So answer that question. Remember not to be so polarized and make people feel like they are dealing with like the complete nut job. Be careful of your tendency to waver. All right, so go see your friends, and if you don't have any friends, go out anyway and meet some people. That will do you good. I know that's easier said than done, okay? Again, I'm not trying to minimize anybody's life experience, but I'm just communicating a truth that you need to hear at this time. Honor yourself, okay? Play, investigate was another message from the oracle. Investigate your inner world. All right, thank you, and I hope you enjoy your week.